We have 1,929 coins according to the statistics CoinGecko gives. When the tide is over, then we shall know who is swimming naked. I want to say that again. When the tide is over, then we shall know who is swimming naked. We will cover as many projects as possible. We will cover as many ICOs as possible. We will talk about them. But I want you to know this. At the end of the day, there will be winners and there will be losers. That is why you want to take the time. You want to take the time. You want to take the time and put your money in places that will stand the test of time. See, listen. There could be building. You could be building. You could be building. You could see a lot of buildings. It could be so high. It could have many floors. But what differentiates buildings is not how many floors it has, but the depth and the solidity, the depth and the solidity, the firmness, the depth and the firmness of the foundations. So guys, in my channel, I will cover as many projects as possible, but know fully well that I'm not investing in all of them. Know fully well that all of them are not good. Know fully well that all of them are not bad. Take the time and invest in things you know and you are convinced will stand the test of time. I have spoken much. That is just a word of advice. I don't know much, but I just feel like, let me say that. Today we're talking about the 0S protocol. Now, some people like giving disclaimers. I'm not covering project because I invest in them or I don't invest. I just cover project. But I want to say I have an investment in 0S protocol. So my objective of actually covering is not because, oh no, shield it as. You know, the internet has made it possible for people. There is so much hate going on, especially on Twitter. There's and maybe even on Reddit. There's too much rubbish. Crypto is starting to be a religion for many people, and it's like many people begin to be aligned with a cult. There are people that call themselves Bitcoin this, and they say every other coin apart from Bitcoin is shitcoin. Then there are those that say we belong to coin X, coin Z. Every other coin is rubbish. The question is not in much. Some people say Ripple is rubbish. Bitcoin is rubbish. Ethereum is rubbish. New is rubbish. Asian is rubbish. This one is rubbish. The one they have is a good one. That is our problem. Okay, we've said a lot of things. So, let's give a talk about the 0S protocol. Now, the first thing, when you are looking into systems, before you actually commit your money into systems, the first thing you want to look at the team. Who is behind the team? So, if you go through the team, you have guys like Win Warren, Amir Bardella, and Fabio Beja. You can look up their history. Some of them have GitHub links. Some of them have LinkedIn and all that. Then you want to look at the advisors. You have the co-founder of Coinbase. You have the founder of Polychain, a reputable company out there. You have the co-CIO of Pantera Capital. You have the co-founder of Scalar, previously PM at Coinbase. So you can see the group of people that they've put together within the domain. These are the exchange domain. So you want to see, when you talk about the team, you want to look at if they have relevant experiences that has to do with the domain they're actually covering. And then you want to also look if they have the advisors are within the domain. So the advisors are within the exchange and trading domain. Okay, that is for the team. Now, we want to talk about the motivation behind the project. And the motivation behind the project is, like it or not, everything is going to be tokenized. Recently, where is this my paper? I normally write my news. There is a PTR. It's called PTR. So PTR recently filed before the US stuff, and then they are filing for a T3 okay, you can see it, 13D SEC filing. So files first stuff. So you see a lot of companies are actually pushing some things. Okay, now whether you like it or not, a lot of things are going to be tokenized. Nearly everything is going to be tokenized. With this, whether you call it real estate, anything that we can actually attach value to, whether it's attention, games, assets, bonds, debt, whether it's fiat, whether it's stocks, whether it's any items, things like loyalty points, things like airline miles, just anything that we can actually ascribe value to will be tokenized. So that is that is what the starting point of our discussion. So with increasing tokenization, there becomes now an increasing challenge for the exchange of this tokenized asset. Now, Binance, for example, is an exchange that can only currently they are doing $1.5 billion worth of transaction per day. So this increasing challenge now calls for a system for building. How do we now bring a protocol that we can use to build decentralized exchange that parties can be transacting with one another without intermediaries? That is the motivation behind the project. Now, what's the next thing? The next thing you want to consider is the exchange ecosystem currently. So if you look at the current exchange systems, you have platforms like decentralized exchanges, you have platforms like Oasis Pro, you have Etadata, you have Variable, you have the apps that require exchange functionality, things like Augur, Maker, Genesis, Stable. Now, one of the things you have to know, there are two things that are drawbacks. Okay, there are actually three, I know that. One of them is each of these DApp must bootstrap liquidity for themselves. Now that thing again is that each of these DApp uses custom smart contract. So bootstrapping liquidity for themselves and each of them using their own custom smart contract, there is no protocol to actually facilitate interoperability. And interoperability is a very, very, very big issue. Now, if you look at some of the existing works out there, you have things like on-chain order books. When we talk about on-chain order books, they're expensive. They cause things like it can bloat the blockchain. Then talk about things like high latency. Now, the other aspect of existing works, you talk about platforms like automated market makers, AMA, those who do trading. But the drawbacks with them is that they have things like front running, which is not really, really good. There is low throughput, and then it's gameable. So with all these stores, it does not really make sense using automated market makers. Sorry. Now, the other stuff is say, okay, let's use state channels. The state channels also have their own drawbacks. If you look at the on-chain system, I remember when I was trying to use one of the Ethereum system, I spent $40. And at the end of the day, I was not able to get what I want. For every transaction I was doing, anything I was initiating within the ecosystem, I was paying. And at the end of the day, I did not get it. So it becomes a very, very big problem. So when you talk about the next thing, then I talk about off-chain, what Zero is actually proposing to bring. Off-chain order relay and on-chain settlement. I think this is one of the most complex, one of the most challenging projects at the Zero protocol. So how would they do that? They're going to have a standard order schema that is combined with a smart contract system for settlement. Now, the standard ordered schema it covers different parameters for an exchange and cryptographic signature of the parameters. Now, another thing again is that this off-chain order relay on-chain settlement, it has an arbitrary transport layer and message passing semantics. It's very complex. Now, you can generate a cryptographic signature and send to a counterparty via email or Facebook, and that is what makes this platform unique. Now, let me repeat that. You can generate a cryptographic signature and send to a counterparty via email or Facebook. There are no rules on how you can transport you can even send it through SMS, sorry. Anyone can relay orders and change their trading fees. Now anybody can come and design their own relayer strategies. You can come and define how you want your order book to be. You can come and define if you want your order book to be kind of centralized, or you want to make it something like shapeshift. Now you might be asking, okay, why are they trying to create an open standard where anybody can come and do any other stuff? The motivation is that open standard wins over closed standards. Yeah, open source will always win over closed source. Then the other thing again is that competition creates innovation. So the whole essence of the Zero protocol is that Zero protocol is kind of an infrastructure where it's like you are having the Bitcoin code. You can take it, you can tweak it, change it to your parameters, and people can start using your product, provided you have backings. So if we have 7 billion people on Earth, those 7 billion people can take the Bitcoin code and change it to whatever they want. But the thing is, we have platforms like Litecoin. They fucked up the Bitcoin system. You have Dogecoin, the same thing. We have Bitcoin Cash, and you have other cryptocurrency, right? Now the thing is, it's not just to fuck off a coin. The question is, do you have a community to back the coin? Because if you don't have a community to back the coin for development, marketing, adoption, and all that, there's nobody that's going to buy the coin. And if people are not willing to pay for the coin, then you don't have a product. So the Zero protocol is going to make it so easy that you can custom how you want your blockchain to be. Then the other thing again is that Zero is going to allow smart contracts to natively execute trades in a single line of code. And a very good example of such platform is DYDS and DAMA. Okay. Now, you might be asking, okay, what's the need for governance? 0S is an open standard with a variety of stakeholders, all of which will benefit from network effects. The open system must remain future-proof. And then they are seeking to build the other layer of the 0S protocol. You can follow up the team. The team does not actually, they only focus most time on their project. Now, Paradise was actually built on 0S protocol, and now they have been acquired by Coinbase. Now the team is building. Now, there's something I understand. You can see 18 real ideas for 0S release in 2019. Stablecoin converter. One of the most frequent criticisms of cryptocurrencies that they are subject to massive price swings. It's just space, US space, shorting and margin trading, local focus layers, centralized sports betting, stating stock futures, data for video games items, token as a service, token as a service, Banco Mirror, and lots more. Now, when you are investing in projects, you want to ask for things like community. I understand things that is why education is very, very good. The more when you're in the space, you should be educating yourself. I know that listening to conferences, listening to people who are not just talking about projects, but are actually giving real education. If you're investing in something that does not have community, they may tell you that we can process 1 million TPS. If that project, it's not just to build system that can process 1 million TPS. The question is, who will use your system? Have you asked yourself, who will use the platform? So there are many things that makes for successful investment. You have team, you have the content itself, then you have community. The team, content, community. And I see 0S. I don't know, I don't like giving price prediction. But 0S is a very good project. In my opinion, I might be wrong. I feel 0S is a very good opinion. It's a very good investment. Also, the same thing. I've been considering a project for a while. That is Origin Protocol. I like systems that provide kind of framework for people to build upon. If you look at Origin Protocol, 0x might be talking about how do we build decentralized exchange. Origin Protocol is all about how do we build infrastructures that we power the next decentralized economy. And you can see some of the projects that have already been built on the system. Storica, Kenyan, and lots more. So guys, I know I did not really do a very thorough review on 0S. It was a bit technical, but you can still go further and do more research on the 0S. Now, before we end this video, let's look at some of the platforms that are building on the 0S platform. On their website, you can see things like Solidity compiler, Solidity coverage. There is a lot of documentation on the website. These are the things that makes for a good project. If you look at projects that don't have documentation and they say they are the next Ethereum killer, there is a problem with that. So let's see some of the projects that are building on the 0S protocol. So you have Aragon, Octos. Aragon is building a kind of system here, building decentralized autonomous organization framework. You have Octos that is trying to seek to build around the retirement funds system and all that. You have B0S, you have Blocknet. Blocknet is trying to build a kind of system for the interoperability of blockchains, Blocknet. I've not really taken time to look into it, but for them to be building on 0s, it's a very, very big one for 0s. Then you have Chronobank, Daham, this is 0s, the YDS, Easy Trade, Lendroid, Maker, Melonport. A list of relayers that will be or are using the 0s protocol. You can see the list of relayers. Then talk about the list of 0s trade explorers. Even Paradise is not here. So I think okay, Paradise is here. Paradise is here. So more people will be using the system in the future. They are follow them on Twitter to get the latest info, the progress so far they are making. To kick off, adoption of 0s continues to climb as we surpass 9,000 monthly active traders. So guys, that is that for now. Do have a very good one.